Ooh, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Dan with Let That Be Known podcast. We're here to talk about the Cowboys today, guys. Troy Aikman had to let the Cowboys have it. It's a sad day in Cowboys land, man. And we're here to talk about it, man. Here's my co-host.
Hey, what's up, family? This is your boy John. Sit back, relax, grab yourself something to drink, and let that be known.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe when y'all coming in. Make sure y'all get in that comments and let's light it up like we did in our last live there. What's going on,
Yeah,
bro?
let's have fun. Ah, man, nothing much, man. It don't hit the fan again, man. Troy Aikman came out and let the Cowboys have it. He let us know exactly what's going on with the downfalls of the Cowboys, man. And it's sad to say, man, he hit it right on the nail. And man, as a Cowboys fan, you look to be optimistic, that things, can turn around. But man, when you're dead last in so many categories, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good.
No, man, that's tough, man. It's a tough pill to swallow, man. It's it leaves very small, very little room for optimism. Nothing I
Yep.
ain't got hats on, and
Big facts.
pretty much in all three phases. Um, it's just not nothing's promising. Nothing's positive. Um, everything is it's an alarm. It's a red flag. Isn't that the term they use nowadays? Red flag. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, just it's it's tough, man. It's you can't defend it. You can't defend it.
I think Cowboy fans are sick of trying to defend it. I think Cowboy fans, a lot of us is just coming to the realization that hey man, we're not a good organization. We're a popular organization, but we're not good. Like,
Hmm.
it's been a fallacy because Cowboys has been a weird organization because we have won games which is kind of, can kind of be crazy because you can go 12-5
Hmm.
and to most people 12-5, oh man, you're a good football team.
Right.
But the reason why we fall off when it comes to the playoffs is because of these things we're going to talk about today. They really ugly heads, the
Hmm.
physicality, the focus, the want to, the confidence, all those things there rear their ugly head come playoff time. But now we get the pleasure of seeing it rearing its head early in the season. There is no fallacy about where we are, and I'm happy about it because we could have got a bunch of bad football teams and beat them up, and now Cowboys riding high because we don't beat up a bunch of bad football teams. But since we got a pretty hard schedule, it was show and tell, man, and it's been bad.
No, man, that's facts, man. You know, we wasn't fooled by the fool's goal. Like we'd been doing, from previous seasons. Especially having in that first place schedule. Coming out the gate. Um, you know, it wasn't no a lot of fluff and getting us delusional until we actually face a good football team and they hit us in the mouth and not physical us, and then we're left dumbfounded. So yeah, I appreciate it too. Let's give it to us right out the gate so we know what we're dealing with. That's for sure.
Shout out, shout out to Kendrick and Bria in the chat. Kendrick, no, we gonna have to light you up on them Saints, man. We
Yes,
ain't gonna let
sir.
you make it.
You ain't gonna
We
let
ain't
us
gonna
make
let,
it. We ain't gonna let you make it.
we ain't gonna let you make it, man. Y'all 2-5.
Mm-mm.
Y'all lost to a dude named Bo.
Bo. You can't lose to a dude named Bo. How do you explain that?
Can't explain it, man. They won 2 games starting the season off, and they look like they're in the same boat we in. They constantly getting their tail whooped week in and week out, like these old sorry cowboys.
See, I ain't no better.
We're in the same boat, man.
Nah, that's for
Our
sure.
teams are trash right now.
No, they are. They are, man. It's a tough year, man. It is a tough year. That is for sure. Do you want to start with this the Troy Aikman thought
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
Cowboys
Let's
this year?
dive let's dive in there. Let's let people see how Troy, he kind of breaks it down a little bit. Let's listen to that.
I think the routes are terrible. I think they run terrible routes, and I've thought that beyond this year. And I think CeeDee's got to improve in his route running. And as a quarterback, if you're not certain where guys are going to be consistently, it's hard. It's hard to play the position. And so that's what I see. I see guys lazy coming off the line of scrimmage. Sometimes they run. Usually, if they do, it's because they're anticipating they're going to get the football in that play. But if they're not, they don't, and it all ties together. And so, I'm not impressed with that part of it. I just finished watching the Baltimore Ravens because I have them this week. You put on a film of theirs and watch their receivers run routes, and they come off the football, and so do San Francisco's and Green Bay's and others. But it's hard to play the position if you're not certain how guys are going to run routes or where they're going to be. And I'm not speaking for Dak. Dak may say, "Hey, I think everything's amazing," but as a former quarterback watching it, it's got to get a lot better.
Sheesh. Sheesh. Hey man, what's your thoughts?
Oh, man, he let it all out, man. We are bottom in the league, man, on separation when it comes to receivers. Our receivers are not getting open, and I think it's a twofold thing. I think it's one, I think it's the receivers, and then two, I think it's the play calling. Um,
Mm,
and so I think it's shared 50-50 between the coach and the receivers. But when your quarterback is constantly having to throw into tight windows, play after play after play, there's bound to be mistakes happen, interceptions, tip balls, things of that nature bound to happen. Versus, like he said, when you watch other teams, like they're scheming guys open, like
right.
guys are getting open, and so he's like, man, like we just played Detroit. They was scheming guys open, like you know they was calling stuff to get a guy open or to get this guy or to set this up, you know, adding creativity. They did a reverse halfback pass on us. It was like, okay, stuff like that, And so what you don't see from Dallas is very vanilla, very plain when it comes to play calling. You know, it's nothing to meet the eye. So it's sad, man.
Nah, man, it's he gave it to him straight. This is what they are. Their demeanor, the way that they go about it, it shows um on the field. This start there. It starts in practice, and the culture there. The culture is not a winning culture. Um, when you're going out there, you're not perfecting your craft or working on to perfect your craft. Um, far as in this case, route running, things of that nature, especially when the ball isn't coming your way or the ball isn't coming your way, where you're either second to third or fourth in Dak's progression for that particular play. you know Other teams is watching that. they watch film too. Um, and so for him to call that out, which hey, I congratulate him for calling it out. Somebody had to because nobody else did. Um,
I mean,
and with him
you hit
being
it right on the you hit it right on the nail when you said something there. You said it's not a winning culture. The reason why this is not a winning culture is because the person that runs the organization is not a winner,
Wayne,
which is Jerry Wayne Jones. He is not a winner. He hasn't been a winner for 30 years.
mm-mm.
So when you have an owner and a GM who's not a winner, and let me tell you how sick this is. Let me get into this a little bit. You have Will Clay, who's acting GM of personnel. Now he does all the dirty work.
hmm
He goes out, he finds players. He sends the scouts out. He scouts players. He basically tells the Jones family who to draft, and they make the final decision. Like, okay, yeah, we're gonna draft them. So all the talent that we have here, at the Cowboys, isn't because of Jerry Jones. It's because of Will Clay.
Preach.
I would love to see if they would just give him a couple of years to just actually just GM.
Come on now.
I would love to see them actually let a coach actually coach a team. But the reason why the culture isn't that is because it's a dictatorship from Jerry. Jerry wants who he wants on the field. Jerry wants who he want to pick. If he don't want him there no more, he trade people like Amari Cooper, who's who's probably top two, top three route running in the NFL. You end up trading people like that. You could use a Amari Cooper right about now.
Boy.
Someone who's also a tactician. The reason why him and Dak click so good
It's so
is
fast.
because they both are tactician mindset. Amari isn't blazing fast, isn't blazing quick, but he's a tactician. He's timing. It's all about timing with him. The same with Dak. Dak isn't blazing fast. He isn't this elusive, but he's a very timing, calculated guy. And so, you know,
Yeah, let's put up this graphic, man. We was discussing earlier, man, about that plays right into what um Troy Aikman was speaking to. Um, so so
wow, wow.
so 30-second in rushing offense, 30-second in receiver separation, bottom 10 pass blocking was the offensive line, atrocious head coach play calling, facts, bottom three defense. And I would even venture to say we're the worst defense in the league. If somebody
Yep,
said that, I wouldn't argue it. Look at that.
yep.
Opponent's points per game, 28 points per game, 30th in
We're
the
giving
league.
up we're giving up dang near 30 points a game. How you gonna win if you give up 30 a game?
So how do you expect your your quarterback to? So your quarterback got scored 35 every single game
He Dak
just
has
to.
to score 30. He has to score 35. Dak got a block for himself because we clearly see our line ain't blocking. We can't run the ball, and then the receivers ain't gonna get open.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
But this graphic is a basically overall summary of why we struggle this year. If you want to know why the Cowboys have been so bad, is this graph right here. It shows you the bottom line. Like we're last in the league in running the football. We're last in the league of receivers getting open. We're bottom in the league of being able to protect that. Like that can't even be a playmaker because he has no time. He can't buy time in the pocket. Like guys are coming in within 2 or 3 seconds.
If that.
Like if it's not a quick pass getting out, like we don't have time to set up no deep shots downfield. Like it's atrocious, man, and it's just been terrible. Look at the red zone TD percentage, 38%. We're 30th in scoring in the red zone. 30th. That has to do with scheme and play calling. That red zone TD for the win against the Steelers, that was all Dak Prescott.
Facts.
Him buying you time, him getting someone open.
No, that's facts. I mean, yeah, this sums up the Dallas Cowboys season for 2024. This right here.
Sad,
It tells
sad
you
day,
everything
man.
that you need to know.
Sad day.
Now, what in all these stats that we're looking at here, how is this Dak Prescott's fault? Please
Only one that
explain.
I only one that I would give him 50-50 on is the
It's the
turnovers.
turnovers. That absolutely,
Half of them
absolutely
turn half of them turnovers is his fault.
his fault.
And the other half is receiver's fault.
Hmm.
I will give him blame there. But everything else you see on here, this is why we're atrocious.
And this is what other quarterback is having to overcome all of this.
None.
Name one.
None.
Come on, chat. Get in that chat. Let us know if it's any other quarterback in this league for this season is overcoming all of this.
Yeah. Name a quarterback who has
Name a
these stats.
quarterback.
They team that has these stats here, and they're successful.
Let us know in the
If
chat.
y'all find one that's successful with these stats here, I will give you $50.
Oh, you heard it.
I
You heard it.
cash up you $50 if you can find it.
Oh, let that be known. He said, you said two or just one?
Huh? If you can find one,
He said one, folks. He said one, family. That's all he need.
just one. If you can find one in the city, the Bible say, I spare the land.
Let's see. Let's see who's gonna come up with that one. Oh man.
Man, but it's been crazy, man. But man, all that stuff there is crazy. But man, on a much, much better vibe, getting myself out the dumps. I got to talk about my Dallas Mavericks.
Let's go. Let's go.
Where there where there is hope for excitement in a winning season.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Where we got a spirit led GM.
Oh
But
man.
all jokes aside, man, today our Dallas Mavericks today played the Milwaukee Bucks in the final preseason game. Um, John actually went to that game today, so he was actually up in there.
I was in that thing.
Um, and I am very well pleased on what I seen. Now everybody didn't play. I wanted to see Luca play, but Luca didn't play. Maxi didn't play. But they're supposed to be ready for the start of the regular season, and I wanted to see the defense ability. Can we defend when we need to defend? And I also want to see. Um, I like that guys are. We have more guys that are capable of pushing the ball, of attacking the rim, or getting their own shot. Like this is kind of new for the Maverick fans, or for us here at Let That Be Known. Like
Hmm.
everything is either created by Luca or Kyrie. But now you have other guys where they're initiating the offense.
Facts.
Guys like Grimes and um, even the knife, Najee Marshall, um, Jaden Hardy. You got other guys that are initiating the offense. Um, Even Clay a little bit, and also I like that we're running a lot through our bigs, keeping them involved, um, and letting guys come off that hot screen. Some things that Clay is used to.
Hmm.
Coming off the screen handoff. So that's something new. If you hadn't paid attention, that's something new that's implemented this year. If you were wondering what was going to be implemented, that's something new that Dallas didn't do a lot of last year, which is play a lot off the big in the high post or at the top of the key,
Hmm.
allowing the big to set screens for the shooters to come around and be able to play make off that screen. And that's something to make Clay a little bit more comfortable as well as the other guys. But yeah, that was something new. And how you feel about the game? You was there, man. You tell us. You tell us how you felt.
Yeah, I was there. Man, even for a preseason game, man, that thing was electric, man. You just felt the hope in the building, the optimism.
That's what's up.
Um, it was definitely encouraging to see, for sure. Um, Man, it's a lot of great things to look forward to with this team, man. We got a lot more ball handlers on this team, a lot more facilitators. Um, like you said with Najee, what's his last name?
Marshall.
Najee Marshall. He's a facilitator. Now I wasn't aware previously of how good of a facilitator he is. Um, and so that's very great to see. Also, man, two young bulls, man. Jaden Hardy and Live, man. Derek Lively.
The future. They the future.
They're coming. They are coming. And and to see what I seen on the D Live tonight, using that baby hook, and then not only using it with his right hand, but using it both hands.
Facts. Facts.
That's gonna
Facts.
be major, man. Going forward, man. He's not just in there just dunking or catching oops. You give it to him in the post like that, or if you coming down the lane and he's near free throw line, he can do something with it now. It's just not saying he couldn't before, but he's more comfortable in game situations using that, which makes him even more of a threat. You
Well,
know,
this is what you want to see of a team that was in the finals last year, and of a head coach in Jason Kidd. I would give him credit. You want to see the team evolve. You want to see the offense evolve.
right?
You want to see them get better in certain areas that they might have struggled last year. And so we often say, man, the players need to, in the offseason, they need to get better. They need to get better. The coach too, he needs to get
Facts.
better in improving the scheme and improving how we play and strengthening our weak areas. And so that's what we're seeing now. Like a lot of areas where we were weak in, we're not necessarily as weak in those areas anymore. We're not necessarily weak in the areas where, like, man, if it ain't in Clay, if it ain't in Kyrie or Luca's hand, like, man, we're pretty much doomed. Like, versus like other guys got confidence. Like, man, I can get buckets. Like, you got
Hmm.
guys like Grimes who had 20 points last game. Like, he like, man, I can score.
Right.
Jaden Hardy, I can score. Najee Marshall, hey, I can run that thing. Spencer Dinwiddie. You have so many guys that you can look to, and they can come up big for you on any given night. And so that's what I applaud Kid for in improving areas and helping guys improve. So like D Live, hey man, you get the ball down there, don't kick that ball out no more. Like, man, hook him, you know, or even looking to post guys up, posting PJ up, utilizing guys. If PJ get a small on him, hey, take advantage of that, you
Facts.
know. And so you have a lot of high IQ guys out there, and this is like the first time, like, when you have so many new pieces where there's no battle of roles or hierarchy. Like, everybody just kind of fell into where they belong, or just
Hmm.
kind of accepted where they belong or what tier they was. So now you don't have no one like battling certain guys for, you know, hierarchy, or, if Kyrie's in the game and he's calling for the ball and you look at him off, and all this kind of stuff that kind of happens when you have new teams,
Right.
you know. And so, guys not accepting their role. Like, I'm a role player. Like, you're a role player. Like, and so that was good to see. Um, that was really good to see.
Oh no, most definitely, man. You could tell they actually like it. You could tell they like each other. They want to play with each other. You could actually see
Well,
it. Um,
that's a shout out to Kyrie for the
mhm.
leadership of, all the family, all the team dinners, inviting the team over to the house,
Yeah,
stuff like that. So yeah, for sure.
yeah. Okay, what's going on, family, man? Let's get in this chat, man. Let's hit the like button, hit the like and subscribe button. Come on, family. Let's get it going. Also, man, looking at Jaden Hardy, man, play tonight, and just his maturity far as his game, and seeing it from what when he first came into the league, and now you can definitely see Kyrie's thumbprint all over him.
Facts.
Um, the decisiveness. He started to develop a mid range game a little bit. Um, and also facilitating, man, playmaking for others. Use that to your advantage, man. Um, yeah, definitely, you know, that was definitely encouraging to see, man. But the competition for minutes is gonna be tough. I mean, quite a few of those guys, they're gonna go down to the G League, but still to to crack that eight 8 to 9 man rotation on a nightly basis.
So here, who are the guys? Who are the guys that are competing for that? So you have your five, and Luca, Kyrie, Clay, PJ
PJ,
Washington,
D Line.
Lively. Off the bench, you have Gafford.
Hmm.
You have Najee Marshall, Quentin Grimes. You have what's the young fella?
Jaden Hardy.
Jaden Hardy, Maxi Kleber. That's 10 there. Like, that's 10. That's 10 guys. And so I haven't even got to Spencer Dinwiddie. It's 11.
Yeah. Did you put the knife in there?
I put him in there. So that's 11 guys running deep of guys that can actually help.
Help.
The rest of the guys are like projects and
Like I
things
said,
like
they'll be in the
that.
G League.
But when you look at it, I think it's simpler than what it seems to be. I think it's a lot simpler because it's like production plays, like production plays. It's just like if you're producing, like you'll play, and so
Yeah, that's why I alluded to the competition just to get on the floor is gonna be stiff.
I mean, but if you want to play, if you want the minutes, produce. Like
Produce. That's right.
it's just that simple. Like if you want the minutes,
That's
man,
facts.
produce. Like it ain't got to be complicated. Like,
Right.
oh man, I wonder am I gonna play? I wonder is this? I wonder if he gonna give me minutes. It's like if you want the minutes, produce. When you get out there, show what you got. Hit those open shots. Play good
Facts.
defense. Play high IQ basketball. But a lot of stuff we know is gonna change once Lucas gets on the floor. you know, it's gonna be two different brands of basketball. When Luca's on the floor, he's gonna dictate.
Yeah.
When Luca's off the floor, it's gonna be more of a free flowing
Flowing.
type of
Right.
ordeal. But when Luca's out there, he's more of a tactician. He's more of a guy that's let's see where the weakness is and let's kind of
Mm-hmm.
exploit
Exploit
that.
it.
That's kind of how Luca is. If you got a big man that's not comfortable on the perimeter, Luca's finna bring him on the perimeter. Like that's how Luca is. We're gonna really mess your defense up. We're gonna pull this guy out here. We know he's not comfortable, and we're gonna either make him play 1-on-1 or force you to double team. And now we got
Facts.
an open shot somewhere,
Shot. Yep.
and that's how Luca plays. You know that's how he is. Kyrie's very different. Kyrie is more of a let's push the pace. Let's kind of get it going. Let's everybody play off the ball. Let's run a
Ball.
little
Mm-hmm.
motion. Let's run a little stuff, and let's kind of do that. He plays a little 1-on-1 sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but that's kind of how he does it.
Man.
Luca does a little bit too. If you're balling,
Yeah.
Luca will let you do
Yeah.
your
Let you
thing.
cook. Yeah. Now, man, seeing Kyrie up close, sheesh, it's art. It is art. I mean, man, it's so effortless. The way he plays, but also, man, I got- I already know I kind of know your answer on this, but man, um, your boy Omax, he had a little small splash tonight. Caught a body. Um, what, what are your thoughts? Had they changed or are they about the same?
Like that's what he been doing. Like he's tried to drive in there. Just today, he was able to drive in there. The biggest thing, if you want to play in the NBA, especially if you want to play meaningful minutes on an NBA roster, you need to be able to do three things. You need to be able to hit open shots at a decent clip.
Hmm.
You need to be able to defend decently. And you need to be able to have some basketball IQ.
Yeah, and it's still not there, man. Um, I think he's gonna be G League until they can move him. It just
Because he
it
still
just
can't
not there.
he still can't hit an open three.
I can't open three. He
He
don't
don't
dribble
have
that well.
IQ.
No
Don't have
IQ.
IQ. Had a man wide open on the break. He got lucky and made the layup, but you had a guy
Mm-hmm.
wide
Wide
open.
open. Yep.
That's IQ plays that coaches look like, okay, you made the easy play. It's efficient, you know. And then two, it's not like he locking nobody up.
No, because I remember one particular play. when he was in the game, and it was a high pick and roll, and instead of him jumping it,
Hmm.
he just trailed the whole way, and it's
And
like,
so, like, even just knowing simple stuff like when to ice the screen,
mm-hmm,
when to switch, when the, all of these things here, like that you look for, like those are IQ plays. When I say, having IQ in basketball, that's what I mean. Like knowing those things, like,
mm-hmm,
if somebody tells you to ice the screen, knowing what to do,
do right,
switch, somebody say switch, knowing how to switch. If you're caught in a pick and roll and the big man comes up and now he's shading to help you on your man,
you drop
you
back,
need to bust your butt to get back into the play
backs.
instead of just trotting back. Now your big man is stuck with two people that
He's
he's
in a bad
guarding.
spot.
He's either going to get a foul or somebody's going to get an easy bucket because of
Facts.
you. You have to bust your butt and get back into the play. So when that pass is being made, you're there to make a play on it. But those are IQ plays that you have to know. Like when you watch the starters, like how they was doing it. Like watch Kyrie Irving. Like when
Mm-hmm.
they came up, watch how he fought to get back into the play, and he tipped it through it behind his back. Like
Yep.
that happened because he fought to get back into the play. He
Not
didn't leave his
trailing the whole
he didn't
time.
leave yeah he didn't leave his big man out to dry. So D Live and them looking like, hey man, help me out. Like come back and guard somebody.
No, man, it's yeah, it's just not there, man. It's just not there. Especially when you was making plays like that or playing D like that. I mean, that's stuff you learned back in high school.
Facts. Shoot, that stuff you learn in AAU
Hey,
now.
you. Mm-hmm.
I see little kids out there who are taught that, how to ice a screen, how to get back into a play, different things, when to go under,
Yep.
different stuff like that, you know.
No, that's facts, man. Let me see. But yeah, so
So just have. Oh, go ahead.
no, just saying. So yeah, I think he's going to just end up in a trade at some point, sometime this year. And um, well, it's funny, towards the end of the game, garbage time, they put your boy Powell in, and I just say it's safe to say we ain't the only one that feels like that about Powell. When he came into the game, it was so dry, so dry. It was no love.
I mean, man, Powell has been with his organization for a long time, man,
I think 11
and
years.
he has been one of the players that I watched who has just never got better. Like he has never, excuse me, he has never improved on any facet of his game. Like he didn't become a better shooter. He didn't become a better finisher. He's not a better defender. Anything. Like at first it was his athleticism, but once he got hurt, he's not as athletic no more.
Hmm.
So now it's just, you know, he just there, man.
No, and that's what I'm afraid that Omax is going to turn into another Dwight Powell. Um, I
I
mean, it
mean, I'm
just
I'm I'm willing to give him a little grace because he is young.
y-
It's
yeah,
his
but
second year.
we had the same we had the same optimism about Powell.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Powell, it's a little different for Powell because um, he reminds me a little bit of Dorian Finney-Smith, in the sense of when it comes to the jump shot, like the first couple of years, Dodo couldn't shoot worth of nothing. Like he couldn't shoot at all. And Omax put the ball on the floor better than Doe did. Doe didn't put the ball on the floor at all in his beginning um of his career. Like the first 4 or 5 years, Doe, if it wasn't a catch and shoot, Doe was passing that ball right back out of there. Now Doe was a better defender
Yeah, I was.
than Omax, but Omax is a better driver. Now, if Omax can get the jump shot
I mean,
to go, I
it
mean,
looks
but
funky too.
it's just it hits rim and it just
It looks
that's
funky.
that's it.
It's
Like
it's no fluidity to his form.
I would say it's sad because D Live shoots better than he does.
He does. Man, Gaffer shoots better than he do.
They need to do a 3-point contest between the White and Omax.
Man, boy, I don't
See
know
how
if it's
many
enough. I don't know if it's enough basketball for the, the thing
see
to
how
play.
many houses they can build in Dallas.
Yeah, they gonna be quite a few. All them bricks
They
between
can
them two.
fix the fix the homeless issue in Dallas.
We got about 7 viewers in here. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Let's get them likes to match the amount of views we got going on. We're up to 9 now, so let's match them likes to them views. We appreciate y'all being here with us tonight. Um, so going into the season, man, where do you have us? Where do you think we're going to finish going into the playoffs, for our seating
Um,
wise?
I would say this, and this is all assuming that everybody is healthy. That we have good blessings and no one has any big time significant issues or
Mhm.
injuries. If everybody's healthy, I see us finishing in the top three.
You want to put a number on it?
For as the record,
Yeah,
or for as just the seeding,
or just like seating, because we're
I
gonna do
would
another
say
show before we, you know, going into the
I
season.
was I would say we will finish third. And the only reason why I say that is because Dallas is more prone to sit guys. We'll rest guys. Um, but I would say third. But yeah, I have us at the third seed. So I have us where Minnesota was last year, third seed.
Third. Yeah, yeah, I would say between 2 and 3. And they're just due to
That's why
resting
I'll lean to.
guys. Um, and
Hmm.
I'm even more prone to say even 2. Um,
I mean, that's you know. Now we didn't rest nobody. Everybody was just hooping. We got a chance for the 1 seed, but
yeah,
I know that we're gonna be sitting guys like on back to backs and stuff like that. Guys are gonna be sitting, you know, and so
yeah. Oh, shout out to you, sister-in-law. I see you in the chat.
shout out.
Um, no, man, it's yeah, I would say between two and three.
Where do you have them?
I would say I know I said between 2 and 3, but like you said, according to the Jason kid, sitting guys, especially going into the playoffs, and we already have a seed, certain seed set. I can see, I can see 3. Of course, we never know going into the season what might play
That's true.
out and things of that nature. So yeah, I would say probably 3. Um, and then also, yeah, it just kind of depends on how we start this season, man. Especially, Luka didn't get any run in the preseason. Um, just seeing how his leg's gonna be the first. I would say
I
the
think
first month
that
of the season.
I think that we actually have a team that can actually allow him to warm up. Like I don't think he actually has to come out guns a blazing. Um, when you look at the team from last year, there wasn't a lot of places you can go for scoring outside of Kyrie.
That's true.
Because you remember last year we didn't have PJ Washington.
Mm-mm.
We didn't have a lot of guys, So Hardy hadn't came into his own. I think Hardy's going to be a big option for scoring.
Mm-hmm.
I think guys like Quentin Grimes, is going to be big on that. Again, Clay getting open shots is going to be big on that. So you have a lot of people that can shoulder the load. Last year we just didn't have that. We had Grant Williams at the power forward position.
Don't remind me.
We were starting Powell at the center. Lively was on the bench. So I'm just putting this all in context so people can understand like why Luka had to come out guns a blazing, like why he was getting dang near almost 40 every night because of the team that surround him.
Necessity. Nah, man. Yeah, man. That's yeah. I agree. We have a lot more around him now, so it's not necessary. He had to come out and scoring 35, 40 points, just to give us a chance now. So it's kind of the shouldering the load is a little more even now in a sense. So yeah, I would say I would even dare to say he'll probably end up just averaging. I would say even close to. I would say a triple double because he was so close last year.
He was real close.
I think he
He
was
was,
like I think he was like point tenths of us off far as rebounds and assists.
mhm.
I think it was like 9 point something, but it was like very close. But especially with this roster and then the addition of Clay and the way
Yeah,
he
because
can.
like when you look last year, like we had no shooting. Like we had really no shooting. Um, outside of like if Luca has the ball outside of Kyrie Irving, we really had no one who can really just consistently hit open shots. Derrick Jones Jr. Was so inconsistent. Tim Hardaway Jr. fell off a cliff. He wasn't nowhere to be found. That's why we had to ship him to Detroit, and he doing the same thing in Detroit. You know, like we didn't get PJ until the towards the end of the season, and when he got there, he struggled shooting. It took him. He didn't really hit his stride really until he got into the playoffs. That's when he really started to hit shots. But other than that, and he really wasn't a. He's not like a real high volume 3-point shooter, but he is a big 3-point shooter. Like he hits them when it matters. Like I would say, because in the playoffs he hit some big time 3-pointers. Um, Derrick Jones Jr. I mean, he's shooting the same way with the Clippers, that he was shooting with us. And I got love for Derrick Jones Jr. because he went to the finals with us, but he's shooting the same way. Like he bricking them things, you know. Like homie shot 18% in the finals. Like, what you gonna do with that?
No man. No man. It's y'all. It's totally a different team.
I mean, it
Going into
is.
the year.
I,
Um,
I mean, me and you can get off the couch now and go shoot 18%.
no, that's facts. That's facts.
18%.
Give me the
We can
veterans
go out
minimum.
there and
I go
shoot
right out there.
18%.
I can put that up. No, that's facts. No man.
So
And then it does say a lot about those players that you mentioned, Hardaway Jr. and then also Derrick Jones Jr. in their new situations, and it's the same
It's the
result.
same thing. So it goes to show you, like, it wasn't the system. It's just the players. Like, they don't, they don't fit that need of, you have to be able to hit open shots, man. And
Hmm.
a lot of games last year, we either lost or they was either close games, simply because we just couldn't hit open shots.
No, that's
Like,
facts.
we were getting stops, but we just couldn't capitalize. Like, it wasn't like tonight. Like tonight, when Dallas started getting stops, they was hitting those shots. And Dallas, and before you know it, we out almost 30 points. And you're like, dang.
Hmm.
And that's all because you're hitting open shots. Like, good teams hit open shots more than not. If you want to be good, you gotta hit your open shots, man.
Facts. Yeah, because I saw an interesting lineup tonight. Now I'm not sure if J Kidd is gonna utilize it during the season, but he had Kyrie, Grimes, um, Clay, um, PJ, and D Live in there, and that is when they kind of made their run and busted open.
That's the kill a lot of them.
It was very interesting. I'm not sure if too many peeped that, but that lineup, man, it was that what busted the game open. From that point, Clay got a little hot there, hit three in a row, got the crowd, um, back into the game there. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting lineup if J Kidd decides to use it at some point during this season here. Um, yeah, it's it's a lot of firepower in that lineup there. And then just the way they flowed with each other, it was very interesting.
It's the also the defensive end. Like,
Hmm.
watch how those guards are fighting over the screen. Like, look at Hardy. Watch how he fighting over the screens. Watch how Kyrie Irving is fighting. Quentin Grimes. Shoot,
Right.
for that matter, even Clay. Look how he's defending.
Yep.
Like, he's really getting into guys. Or look at PJ. Like, when he get a center on him. Look how strong he is. Like,
No, that's
so,
fact.
like, you know, PJ being a utility guy. You know, um, your guards defending. Like, it's gonna be treacherous, man, because if Clay and Kyrie are guarding like that, and then you bring Grimes and Najee Marshall off the bench, and they're guarding, like, it's gonna be treacherous. And I'm ready to see this team with Luca, because I'm ready to see how he's gonna use these pieces and dissect with
Hmm.
these pieces. Like, I want to
Yep.
see it so bad in the preseason, but I can't wait.
Now you can't show too much in the preseason, but I know he's chomping at the bit to start putting this together. For sure. Yeah, because I was like, well, why don't you do this, do this? I was like, nah, it's the preseason. You can't show your hand. You know, can't show your
Or
hand.
like, even when you look at Kyrie, like Kyrie, he played Kyrie for a few minutes and sat him like, okay, cool, get you a
Yeah,
little run, with Clay.
played the
You
first
know, I
half.
I seen what Clay, I seen what I need to see out of Clay.
Hmm.
Cool. He got him a little rhythm going. Cool. Clay was really just playing just to get a rhythm and to
Rhythm,
get
right?
and to get comfortable. Now that he seemed like he's settling in, he even admitted in after his first game that he's nervous and he don't want to mess up. So everybody who knows, like, if you play like that, it's gonna show.
It's
Like,
gonna show.
if you're playing scared and nervous, and like you don't want to mess up or you don't want to step on nobody's toes, or you know, um, it's gonna show, man. You're gonna be missing open shots. You're gonna be missing easy shots. But once you settle into the game, you're not even thinking about that shot no more. You're just playing,
No,
and things like
facts.
that. It's very few people that play good when they're mad. Like, it's very few people that
Hmm.
plays good. Like, you have to be kind of psychotic
Psychotic. Yeah.
to 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 play like that. For someone to get up under your skin or someone to make you mad, and you actually thrive in that. Like I thrive in that. Like when you make me mad, and Luka's one of those guys. Like when he gets mad, he thrives and he relishes in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we're down, sometimes I be hoping, like, man, I wish somebody would piss him off, like, cause he's just too happy right now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, that's facts, man. Maybe somebody just need to get in his ear and just make up something. So, every now and again.
I mean, but if you watch him, he does it to himself. Like
Sometimes,
he'll
yeah.
he'll start beats with somebody, like he did it with Rudy Gobert in the Western Conference Final. Like Rudy ain't said nothing to him all game, but he's just making a beef where there's not a beef.
Yeah,
Like
he's that man.
you know,
You know what? That
he's
man. You know what I thought about? Rudy had a
what is that?
rough year, bro. He had a rough year. He got cooked in the playoffs and during the season. And man, Draymond drug him from one end of the court to the other. What a year to have. What a year to
Man.
have.
And then he gonna want to talk about he want to like he taking some boxing lesson.
Talking about you been boxing for years. You want boxing when that man was dragging you across that court. You
And man
forgot
was
all
choking you
about that.
down that court. He had them big old 20s just rubbing all that court down up and down the court. Them big old long jugger was just scraping the court.
Scraping all that paint off them court.
And what was sad about it is this is the sad part. None of his teammates came to his defense.
They don't like him like that. You probably get on their nerves. He's he seems like he's that type, man. He just he'll get on your nerves. You just like if somebody do something to him, I'm not gonna do nothing. He deserves this.
I mean, but this is the same guy that cried because he didn't make the All-Star game. He
Man.
got on the podium and cried.
See, he's a I could just tell he's just annoying. Like he's
And
annoying.
instead of him taking it to heart and be like, okay, I'm gonna show y'all next season. I'm gonna show you why I'm an All-Star. This man up here crying, talking about, I don't know why they didn't choose me. I don't know what I have to do. I don't know. I'm like, man, you big old 7'5". What do you
What's
mean?
nah
You up here
man.
crying?
Nah, he just annoying. Like you just wanna hit him in his face. Just I just know he's annoying. And he just it got the best of it caught up with him with Draymond. That was must see
Well,
TV
with
though.
Draymond, with Draymond, like once you go there, he going all the way there.
All the way there. Yep.
So like he ain't like if you talking to Draymond, like be prepared to go all the way there
Like
because that's where he's heading to.
like if you go low, he's going to the basement.
Point blank period. And if you go to the basement, he going to hell.
He going to hell. That's facts.
So he's just one of those guys that you just have to know. Like if you messing with him, like you have to know that I need to be ready to take it all the way if need be, because
Hmm.
that's where he's gonna take it. Because if you start talking reckless, he gonna start shoving you. He gonna start elbowing you, and if you feel like you gonna elbow him back, then he probably gonna steal off on you,
He
or he
like
gonna
this.
he gonna choke you out.
He like this is what I wanted right here. Hmm.
You
I'm
know,
hoping you do this.
So you have that, and so he did the same thing with Nurkic.
Hmm.
It's the same thing with Nurkic. Nurkic talking about he needs help.
That brother, you talking about that brother?
KD talking about I hope he get the help that he need. Drake,
The other,
Drake must talking about, man, I don't need no help.
yeah,
Man,
man, KD, you trying to put in his disclaimer like, man, that wasn't me, that was Nurkic, man. Oh my goodness.
and having that, man, but it's gonna be an interesting season. It's gonna be it's gonna be an exciting season too, man, because I think the Mavericks, a lot of people on the Mavericks feel like they got something to prove, or they feel like, um, we didn't give our best showing in the finals.
Yeah,
So like Kyrie feel like he didn't give his best showing, so he feel like he has something to prove. Clay obviously feel like he has something to prove. And so you have a lot of guys on there that feel like, I got something to prove, man. I need to show, what I can do. And so once you get a taste of that finals, man, you just that's
that's
just where we need to be.
yep. A new standard is set. It's not just about just making the playoffs or getting to the second round or getting out of the second round. Now it's finals. It's finals or bust.
I mean, because it's crazy because I don't know if most people don't realize that most of the people we had on the team had zero playoff experience.
That's facts.
Like a lot of key players on the team either had never been to the playoffs or have very little playoff experience. So like you take like PJ Washington, he had never been to the playoffs before. Or you take like Lively, he's a rookie, had never been there before. Gafford, very minimum playoff experience. Like you just start going down the line of all the guys like Derrick Jones Jr., very minimum. And so you just start going down the line of guys, and it's like, man, only people that have a ton of experience is Kyrie and Luca that has a ton of playoff experience. And so when you take a young team to the finals like that and they get to experience that, man, now I know what to expect when I go back to the playoffs. When I go there, I know what the atmosphere gonna be like. I know how it's
Right.
gonna be, how physical it is. And so that's why I'm more excited about this team is because of the experience that we gained last year. Um, and so and also having a GM knowing that, hey, I got a GM, man, he'll pull a plug in a minute. Like he all about winning. Like if this roster ain't winning, somebody leaving.
Out of there.
Like I love a GM like that. I'm here to win. And if you're gonna help us do that, we want you.
We
If you
want
ain't
you.
gonna help us
Yep.
do that, peace
I
out.
holler. I holler. It's been real.
And so I love a GM like that. Like, hey man, like, it's all about winning. Like, and now Dallas is feel like one of those teams that's gonna be competing for years to come because of obviously the young players we have, but also because of the GM that we have.
Right. No, man, that's facts, man. We're in a very good situation, especially compared to our counterpart fandom with these Cowboys. It's a lot of promise here with this Mavericks. So
Facts.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. So I know we're gonna try to do another a show before the season starts on next Thursday, where we can give our actual predictions as far as record wise. What do we expect stat wise out of star players and key contributors. Um, so going into the season, everybody know what our expectations are for the team as well as our key players. Um, it's going to be exciting, especially with our first game. Be at home against Wamba Yamba, Wamba Wamba, and CP3. So it's going to be interesting. But But I'll take our team against anybody, man. We got a heck of a squad, man. So
We
it's
got
definitely gonna be on.
a more well-rounded squad. Before we was just very top heavy. It's like we
Mm-hmm.
have so much talent up here, and then when as you start trickling down the roster, it becomes less and less and less talent. And so when you start going into that bench, you really ain't bringing nothing into the game. Like our bench production in the playoffs was terrible. Like people don't realize that. Like we were winning because of our starting five. Like
No, that's facts.
and when we ran into a deeper team than us in Boston Celtics, like we just couldn't compete because guys they were bringing into the game,
It was
they
doing
would
the same
contribute,
thing. Yep.
and we were bringing guys into the game that was bringing absolutely nothing.
No, that's facts.
And so now that you can bring guys into the game that can contribute, now you're talking. Now you're cooking with something. Now you're really talking about being dominant.
No, man, that's facts, man. Especially with everything that we got in place here, man. But we're about to get ready to wrap it up. We're a little over an hour. Um,
Yes, sir.
we definitely appreciate the viewers that's been rocking with us. We appreciate y'all, family. Make sure y'all hit this like button.
Yes, sir.
While y'all in here, you got any final thoughts before we get ready to wrap this up?
Man, we appreciate everybody um, who joined in with us. Everybody who's going to watch this in the future. Stay with us. Ride with us. We're going to be reacting to some highlights on on Sundays before we do our podcast. It'll be a whole separate video, but we'll be reacting to highlights, and we'll be breaking down the highlight film and really going in on that. So we got some new things coming. So just rock with us as we
Hmm.
starting out. We're gonna be integrating a lot of more stuff into our show and things like that, making the show better as we go. So just rock with us, hang in there, like, share, and subscribe. Comment, leave us your comments. We will reply to your comments. So we appreciate you.
Most definitely, yeah, we definitely appreciate you guys. As we build this thing, y'all with us on the ground floor. We definitely going forward, building up. Um, but also, yeah. So just to elaborate on what Daniel was saying. Yeah. So we're gonna do a highlight video about the games going on. That's a different element there that we're gonna share with you all, along with just the analyst. Analyzing games for this week as well. Even though Dallas isn't playing, I mean they haven't been playing, but they just say bye week. But it's just something different, a different wrinkle there. So we appreciate y'all rocking with us. That's for sure. Also, next week. Um, Before the Mavs game, like I said, we're gonna do a show just to give our predictions and things of that nature and our expectations for the upcoming season. So look out for that. Also, like and follow our Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got
Also look out for our current event channel. Let that be known. Current events. So we'll be posting more on that channel.
yes,
We'll be talking about more current events. So we'll be getting on there. We'll be dropping some video and look out for the clips that'll be coming out as well.
almost definitely. Matter of fact, uh, look out for it tomorrow. Let that be known. Reactions. We're gonna drop something for you tomorrow. Um, as well. And then, like I said, and like he said, look out for the clips. The clips are coming. They are coming. So just bear with us. But we'll get it together. We are getting it together. So, but we appreciate you guys for sure. So just going forward. But we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Make sure y'all share this. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And as always, let that be known. Peace out, family.
All right, peace out, everybody.
Shout out to Kenny. We saw it.
We saw it, man. Yeah, we gonna get them Saints.